Hey there, fight fans. Welcome back to our channel.
Oh, head kick!
Oh, no,
head
shit!
kick!
Oh, Jesus.
What?
Oh, Jesus.
What?
This is Sean Strickland. Sean Strickland's about to become the new middleweight champion of the world.
I'm dreaming. Am I gonna wake up? Somebody hit me.
In today's episode, we are rolling back the tapes to relive the best of 2023. Who delivered the most electrifying knockout? Which submission took our breath away? And who stood out as the breakthrough star, the biggest upset, or the discovery of the year? We've got our list ready, and trust me, it is packed with surprises and some awe-inspiring moments. Now, you may not agree with my list, but go ahead and make yourself comfortable and join me on this exciting journey through the best of 2023. So get comfortable, because here we go. Now, of course, this video starts with some heavy artillery. Two legends, Justin Gaethje and Dustin Poirier, which clashed in a highly anticipated rematch. Now, this encounter marked a pivotal moment in UFC history, not just for the fighters, but for the promotion itself, as it witnessed the second use of the enigmatic BMF Championship belt as a promotional spectacle. Rewinding to their first face-off in 2018, we saw Poirier hand Gaethje a crushing defeat. But fast forward to UFC 291, and the tables turned dramatically. Known for his jaw-dropping knockout prowess, Gaethje lived up to his moniker in an unprecedented way. Typically feared for his pulverizing punches and debilitating low kicks, Gaethje took everyone by surprise, executing a spectacular head kick that sent the diamond crashing to the canvas. This strike wasn't just a testament to Gaethje's power, it was a showstopper that sliced through Poirier's defenses, etching a new chapter in Gaethje's legacy as his first career head kick knockout. This momentous strike didn't just redefine Gaethje's career, it sent ripples across social media, drawing parallels to Leon Edwards' iconic UFC 278 knockout of Kamaru Usman. For Poirier, the repercussions of such a knockout raise questions about the future. Common wisdom in MMA circles suggests that fighters rarely return the same after such defeat, especially with age not being on their side. So this knockout wasn't just a physical blow to Poirier, it potentially signaled a pivotal crossroad in his illustrious career. Now, for our second choice, we have a story that could easily inspire any Hollywood blockbuster. It is, of course, the quintessential revenge story, where a single phrase shifted the trajectory of a fighter's destiny. We're talking about none other than the remarkable journey of Alex Pereira, once a humble worker in vulcanization, changing old tires, and how Israel Adesanya's words, possibly unintended, lit a fire in Alex.
Never ever watched any of his fights, ever. So at the end of the day, no one knows who the f he is. And he's gonna be that guy when I'm world champion, when I'm a legend. He's gonna be at some pub, talking some shit about I beat that guy one time.
So let's circle back to the climactic fight. Israel Adesanya, a fighter synonymous with confidence and skill, always believed in his ability to defeat Pereira. Their encounters, spanning both kickboxing and MMA, have been nothing short of electrifying. However, the tables turned at UFC 281 when Poatan knocked out Adesanya. That defeat ignited Adesanya's burning desire for retribution, prompting him to relentlessly seek revenge and reclaim the belt.
I have to beat this guy. So, yeah, that's, I guess, my motivation is just beating him.
I know what I have to do. I'm gonna beat this guy. I can't wait, man. I get emotional when I think about it because I think about the result. What's gonna feel like a relief. That's why I get emotional. But I'm gonna beat this guy up.
Hate's a powerful motivator because you just cannot lose to this guy. You're getting up every day, you're pushing yourself to the level, the limit. You're bringing in the best training partners money can buy. You're sparring your head off. It's like, I've got to be the best version. I hate this guy. I will not let him win.
The rematch was a spectacle of strategy and skill. Adesanya, with a calculated approach, timed Pereira's advances to perfection. In a moment of high-octane action, he caught the Brazilian between punches, delivering a stunning blow, followed by a decisive strike that incapacitated Poatan. But it wasn't just the knockout that etched this fight into UFC history. Adesanya's celebration post-victory, where he stood triumphantly over an unconscious Poatan, mimicking his bow and arrow entrance, added a dramatic flair to the victory. This act of showmanship turned the knockout into one of the most iconic moments in UFC lore. Here, we have a third fight, Tom Aspinall versus Sergey Pavlovich at UFC 295, where the Englishman knocked out the Russian. As you may recall, this was a bout for the interim heavyweight title, and Aspinall stepped into the fight on short notice. Many believed it was a risky move, as no one gave the Englishman much of a chance. Leading up to the fight, there was a lot of talk about Pavlovich's terrifying knockout power, which drew comparisons to former heavyweight champion Francis Ngannou. While this was undeniably true, it's essential to remember that heavyweight fights are high stakes, where a single blow can determine the outcome. And that is precisely what happened. Just 1 minute into the bout, the two heavyweights exchanged powerful shots before Aspinall dropped Pavlovich with a combination.
Have Aspinall win the world title or the interim world title. I mean, he's already celebrating. I mean, it's an interim, Tom. You know, save those tears when you actually win the real bout. Yeah, you got a trophy, but it's like they might as well dip that thing in either silver or bronze, because it's not the real thing. I'm not picking on you, Tom, but I'm just saying, dude, like.
Have you seen Henry Cejudo's comments?
No, I don't watch that little squirt. It doesn't matter to me, mate, what he says. He's about 5'3". That's well, he's trying to get headlines, isn't he? He's trying to get headlines, obviously.
And then, of course, there's the Derek Lewis versus Marcos Rogerio de Lima knockout, which happened in just 33 seconds, when Lewis suddenly believed he was Jorge Masvidal and initiated the fight with a flying knee. Everything that unfolded after that became history. Then, of course, I have another rematch on my list. Islam Makhachev versus Alexander Volkanovski 2 at UFC 294. As you may recall, the first encounter between Islam Makhachev and Alexander Volkanovski was highly competitive, with some even believing that Volkanovski had won the fight. However, at the UFC 294 event, Makhachev made a definitive statement, settling the score once and for all by knocking out Volkanovski with a kick to the head in the first round.
I told you guys, I finished all questions. I give you all answers. That's it, well done.
Now this is Volkanovski's first knockout loss in the promotion and only his second in 29 fights. And as we have already said, after such a knockout, it's uncertain if Volkanovski will ever be the same. But time will ultimately tell. As you are aware, he will soon have to defend his title against the Georgian contender Ilia Topuria, often referred to as El Matador. However, this fight poses a significant challenge for Topuria. If he manages to defeat Volkanovski, it could signal the beginning of the Topuria era and potentially the decline of Volkanovski. Given Volkanovski's reputation for his durability, this bout will be a true test of Topuria's abilities, making it a highly anticipated matchup. Now, of course, we will still have some crazy fights on this list. How can you not remember my favorite fight, John Jones' victory over Cyril Gane via guillotine choke in the first round for the heavyweight title at UFC 295? Or Sean O'Malley's bantamweight title knockout against champion Aljamain Sterling at UFC 292? Or Alexa Grasso's submission victory over women's flyweight champion Valentina Shevchenko in a title fight at UFC 295. Or the electrifying clash between the venerable Robbie Lawler and the dynamic Nico Price. Robbie Lawler, a name etched in UFC history, had long ago cemented his legacy. A former UFC champion and an inductee into the promotion's Hall of Fame, Lawler's illustrious career stands in stark contrast to the burgeoning journey of Nico Price, a young prospect with a bright future ahead of him. Yet their paths converged in a spectacular showcase at UFC 290. Lawler entered the octagon as a serious underdog, but his desire to finish his career gracefully turned out to be so strong that the fight didn't even last a minute. most impressive fight in the highlight of the year belongs to Islam Makhachev versus Alexander Volkanovski. Now, I will reiterate, and some of you will not share this view, but the Dagestani fighter had an absolutely phenomenal year. He defeated Alexander Volkanovski twice, who was rightfully considered one of the best fighters in the UFC. And at 32 years old, he is now a dominant force in the lightweight division, capable of taking on any opponent. Consequently, Makhachev is also determined to secure a title fight with Leon Edwards, which would allow him to add a second belt to his collection. Thus, without a doubt, Islam Makhachev is going to be the fighter of the year, knockout of the year, and then just simply standout personality of the year. Ooh, 3 awards. Now, if you disagree with my choice, go ahead and leave your thoughts down in the comments, as we are genuinely interested in hearing your opinions. So that is all for today, folks. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to like and subscribe to the channel, as it does help the development of the channel, so thank you very much in advance.